Make some noise right now!
Enter! Podcast and Chill Network in association with Grandeur presents the Road to 1 Million Subscribers event on the 30th of July 2023 at SUNBET AREANA in Pretoria. Lineup includes Kabza the Small, MacG, Musa Keys, Mpop Pops, Celestine Dooley, Eugene Koza, and Robert Boy. This fun-filled event will include comedy, music performances, as well as a live audience conversation with MacG, Sol Penduka, and the Ghost Lady. Tickets are now available on Cricket from 295 rands. Doors open at 6 p.m. Food and drinks sold at the venue. Come and join a milestone celebration of Black excellence with Podcast and Chill Network.
Okay, how would you describe a passionate fan?
Is it singing? Because we do that all the time, but in pockets.
And we take bread to the stadium.
Content. We should keep this.
Yeah.
We should keep this because it's true.
We take bread to the stadium and cabbage.
Is that not passion?
It's like, oh,
But
wow.
also,
Why don't you have lasers? Why don't we have lasers in this country?
where do you buy them?
At China Mall, Chief. Welcome to ONSIDE. By the way, sorry, we just went off on a tangent. Welcome to ONSIDE. There's no referee to blow us offside, so we are ONSIDE.
That's funny.
Why is it funny?
No, man. Yeah, just continue with your intro. I'm enjoying it.
Anyway, welcome guys. Mzwara is here,
Yeah,
aka Super Sub, and today we're joined by Marco. You guys get to see Marco today. Introducing Marco. Should we clap for Marco?
We should clap for Marco.
Do I
our
clap for
playmaker.
myself or is that?
No, clap for yourself, Marco. Clap for yourself. Clap for yourself.
Is the playmaker of the
Yes,
day?
he's the playmaker of the day. You always hear him in the background. Today we decided, okay, cool, we're gonna bring him on. And big ups to Mukhodu Monday because we don't have MacGyver here to troll me about Arsenal.
He's actually booked.
So we got him booked. So please, if you've got Mukhodu Monday, please book MacGyver. We don't want him here. Please, please do us that favor. But anyway, as we were saying, you guys heard us talking earlier on about what constitutes passionate fans.
Yeah, and this stemmed from Sundown's dismissal from the CAF Champions League.
Yes.
And it sparked a debate with us about the away goals rule.
Yeah.
And we were saying that obviously UEFA's done away with it.
Yep.
They put it forward to say it's unfair, it's unjust. We're getting rid of it. If the scores are level after the second 90, extra time penalties.
Yes.
Which is something that Sundowns probably deserved. But then we were saying, is an away goal not more valuable in Africa? Because a goal in Morocco is extremely valuable because of the harsh experience that you are
The
welcomed
lasers
by.
and
The lasers.
those sparkly things that make smoke in the
It's a
thingy.
double-edged sword.
Yeah, and then what happened is now Sundown's been removed from a championship by a valuable goal in South Africa. And it sparked a debate of, is atmosphere in South Africa harsh enough to put value on a goal in South Africa that wouldn't be as valuable in another country?
So for me, firstly, we're too kind. Number one, go to DRC. I don't know what's the team?
TP Mazembe.
TP Mazembe.
Yeah.
Right? Go to DRC. The minute you land at the airport,
It's hostile.
it's hostile. Your bus does not arrive on time. You have to drive God knows how many hours. I actually remember having a chat with Coach Pito Musimane a couple of years ago, the year he won the Champions League.
Yeah.
And he said they arrived in, I forgot the country, and they had to drive for like 5 hours,
Sure. Yeah, that is strenuous.
right? In a bus that did not have toilets, and they were not like the food, they don't know what the food is, and they don't have food with them. And they had to stop and buy biscuits
Wow.
and sweets.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that he spoke to the team doctor or physician or whatever on some okay, cool, what's going on? And the guy was like, okay, cool, then what do you want us to do?
Yeah, it's like women's hockey going to the Olympics. I don't know. It's the harsh environment, no nutrition, like feed yourselves. I don't know what's going on.
Exactly. So other teams from other parts of the continent come here. We take them to the Radisson Hotel.
Yeah.
We take them to the Protea Hotel.
We are pro football.
And they are,
put it that way.
They are living lavish. They go train at AREANA or they go train at Loftus, and it's all good. Buses, when they arrive, their buses are already waiting for them.
Yeah, I think it's because we are pro football. But as I was saying earlier, the away goal rule is a double-edged sword for me. Imagine going out of a semi-final of a CAF Champions League without losing a game.
Yes, that's what Sundowns did actually. They haven't lost.
It becomes unfair. But also, imagine going to Morocco in a packed stadium of 70,000 spectators and there's 5 of your spectators and you score a goal. That is a valuable goal, like Marco was saying. So which do you go with? Because remember, that's why we have 2 finals. We've got 2-legged finals because obviously
which is also weird because I liked the one final once off.
But also we are in Africa. Logistically, it makes sense because you're not going to jump into a train and go to Morocco like you would when you're in France. You can go to Spain in a train. You know what I mean?
There was no reason to actually take the final last year to Morocco because it also gave advantage to Wydad. And that's why Coach Pito was actually complaining. And that's why the guys were like throwing their medals and whatnot.
It was unfair.
It was unfair because here are 2 teams that are in the final, but the final is hosted in a city of the one team that's in the final.
And I like what the Europeans do is that how often do you see a Champions League final in a country that is already massive football in terms of that they always have a team in the final? Like how often do you see it? It's brought to other countries to try and grow sport in that region. Why are we not doing that in African countries that maybe don't have the finances or the attention on football? Yeah. And you go to that country and say, you know what, we're going to host the CAF Champions League final in your country.
Exactly.
We're going to get fans into a stadium, get people excited, and then maybe they come and they watch their own local teams.
Imagine Wydad versus Al Ahly playing in Lesotho or Botswana.
In an ideal world.
Or Zambia.
In an ideal world, it would work what Mark was saying. And I think it's a brilliant idea. But get a flight to Nigeria. You first go to Abu Dhabi. You first go to...
Don't you go to Hillborough first? I'm kidding. Sorry. I kid.
So the logistics and flight is the only mode of transport that will be the quickest from here to Nigeria. We don't have the alternative of a train, which the European countries have, and it makes it easier for traveling fans. You know what I'm saying?
And the volume of flights that they have across
and the
Europe.
volume of flights they have across their countries. So I think the 2-legged final, it makes sense in Africa. You get a home and away. You know what? You've got your fans to enjoy.
Yeah, I'm still anti the idea. I'm still anti
I get the other side. I agree with you, but
why is it a final? Final means it's a final.
It's 90 minutes.
You can't have a final that's 2-legged. No, it's a final. Like in all the world of football, which final do you know that's, well, except in the NBA, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
Right? Where do you get a final that's 2-legged?
Yeah, well, you finish your first leg of the final. It's like, okay, it's halftime. See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's like it's
nonsensical.
It does not make sense.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, it is what it is. We are in Africa, and I think, like I said, I'm sticking to my point. It's just, I think logistically, it's a nightmare.
But also, having said that, right, I also think Sundowns fans did Sundowns a disservice.
Okay, why do you say that?
Because I don't think they gave Wydad enough hostility. The coach was actually saying after the match that when they scored the first goal, the fans went quiet. Mm-hmm. And that actually gave his team the oomph to push for a second goal. Because Sundowns led twice in that game.
Yeah, look, you could say that, and I think it's one of those.
Are we hostile enough?
I don't think we are hostile
Definitely
enough.
not.
Like I think,
we are pro football, like you said.
yeah, we are pro football, but I think the fans maybe they could have done better because at some point it was very quiet, you know.
Are they okay? Which fans outside of Bloom Celtic?
Yeah.
Because those ones, they will make you feel that you are in Bloemfontein.
They just need a team.
But they don't have now. Yeah, it's a story for another day. that
Yeah,
one.
sure.
But is there a team that has got? Okay, what stadium is hostile in this country?
Well, in terms of general noise, I don't think that there's many games in the world that can compare to a Soweto derby.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like
Yeah,
that
but it's
stadium,
all-
but it's what,
all-
twice a year?
It's all love and peace. That one, like it's like kumbaya.
Yeah, it's not hostile, but it's loud.
It's not. Even
It's
Ian
loud,
Wright,
yes.
Ian Wright was actually shocked when he attended his first derby. He was like, geez, I've never seen something like this. It's a derby and fans are mingling and whatnot. I mean, it was a culture shock for him.
I've had the privilege of actually being inside on the pitch.
Yeah.
Right? Just before the match starts.
Yeah.
When the players, when the players line up and with the kids and whatever.
Yeah.
It's like your whole body literally vibrates.
Yeah, no. It's hectic there.
But it's not harsh, like you say.
It's not harsh, though.
There's no ultras. That was your point earlier, actually,
Yes.
before we started
We
recording.
don't have ultras here.
You're not scared to wear a shirt on the wrong side of town.
No.
Anywhere in South Africa.
No, you're not.
I'm not saying that we should.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you like start beating people if they're in a Chiefs shirt in the wrong side
Okay, this
of
is
town
not
or
Green
something.
Street hooligans.
Yeah. I know. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying we must do that. But the idea of another team coming in, that 12th man element, and it's spoken about everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
12th man is the crowd. Do we lack it a little bit?
Not a little bit. We like it a lot.
A lot.
Because if I had to ask you and Super Sub here, which stadium is the most hostile to go to in this country? Well, I would have said Bloom Celtic, but they don't count because they're gone.
Yeah.
Where else?
Yeah, there's, I think Orlando Stadium to a degree.
Nah.
To a degree, that's what I'm saying, But like I said,
Loftus, Sundowns were winning the league, about to lift the title during this past week.
They were
there
not
was
even-
about 2,000 people.
As I'm saying, I don't
Well,
think...
it was cold on the day.
And also, I don't know if we can bring the economical aspect to it, that, we're living in a country where...
Mara Soweto Derby gets filled.
Yeah, look, I mean, if
So
I
where
were-
does it-
No,
so
but
economy
listen to my
out,
point
right?
first. Listen to my point first. So if you are to save money, for instance, just to go watch the Soweto Derby twice, you would do that. We're living in a country where there's a whole lot of unemployment. I think the economical aspect to it plays a huge part. People don't have the kind of luxury where they can attend games week in, week out, I think.
And our broadcasters are good. Unlike maybe some other countries where you can watch all the games here.
That's fair.
And it's like, it's good to watch on TV. Like we have good broadcasts.
Yeah, true. And we broadcast
So what's
many
the
games.
motivation to really go?
So it's, would you rather get into a car or a bus or a taxi or an Uber or whatever it is, go to a game, or would you rather sit on your couch and you just go to the fridge, the beer is there, and then you can have a braai and the TV's there. Everything is within reach. Because when you were at the stadium, then you must move off your chair and go and line up and then buy a plate there at the stadium. And
Yeah,
is it a convenience thing?
maybe.
Because remember
Maybe
you said to
that.
me convenience is, there's no price to convenience.
Yeah, no, there's no price to convenience. And also, I mean, our football traditionally, our football fans traditionally in South Africa, they're scattered all over. It's not like if you're from Soweto, you support teams from Soweto. You've got a guy who's in Cape Town that support Kaizer Chiefs.
The whole country.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that also plays a part. That's why Chiefs will go to Cape Town and can fill the stadium. You know what I'm saying?
And the tickets are 100 rand.
So there's various elements to this thing, and I don't want us to downplay the fact that it's not cheap for other people.
No, it's true.
You
and
know what I'm
and then
saying?
who wants to see a game in the stadium and who wants to see it on TV?
Yeah.
Probably people who are more well off want to watch the game from a broadcaster because they're more comfortable.
Yeah.
They don't have to travel there. They can have their braai. They can see who's onside.
Yeah.
ZAN, who's offside. And then, you can see the replays. But I think that's perhaps the element of it is that the people who have the means to actually go and attend a game.
Yeah.
Because away from the ticket prices is already quite low for PSL football.
It's like $60.
But transport is probably double that.
Yeah.
Just to get to a game for most people.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like all of a sudden the price is looking pretty high when you include transport.
I love what you're saying.
Let me throw a
'Cause
curveball.
just before you throw a curveball, I just like Marco's point when he said the tickets are fairly cheap, but it's the logistic in getting into the stadium. Because let's say from Soshanguve to Soweto, if it's a Soweto derby, you're already looking at 200 down.
I wouldn't know.
You know what I mean? And then add that to the $60 for the ticket. You're 260 down. So.
Which for the people that sounds cheap to, they want to watch on TV.
Yeah.
But before I get to my curveball,
Yeah.
TV already is DSTV. How much is DSTV? About $500, right, a month?
800 and something, Baba.
No, that's premium.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
to watch PS, yes, compact, yes, is about $500.
Can I shock you? I know where you're going
Well,
with
you're
the
not
point.
you're not ESCOM, but carry on.
Well,
They
even
can't
if I'm
shock you
extra,
either.
ESCOM,
Even
I
if
can't
you
shock.
were.
I can't shock you. You know what I mean? If there's a Soweto derby, in fact, we need to do this one of these good days. When there's a Soweto derby, go to the township and go to the taverns that have the screen up and see what happens. So a lot of people, they will go to the taverns to enjoy the game. Those ones who cannot afford the premium that you were about to speak about.
Or the compact.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the financial aspect plays a huge role in this country.
Okay, curveball. There's load shedding.
Yeah.
Where do you watch the game? The best case you can do is go to the stadium.
You can go to the stadium or you can go to a place, like I said, to the tavern. They've got generators these days. You know what I mean?
And that thing
and
is
there
not
are
cheap.
people actually in some township, there are taverns that will charge you like $10 just to get in so that you can watch the game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought like the charging is you buying and go to the...
Yeah, well, I'll go there, sit in the corner and watch the game and get out of there without even buying the good, because I'm there for football. So some taverns will put $10 and then you get in and then watch the game.
But I like the point that we discussed earlier about transport, and maybe that's something the league can look at and say, do we want to fill stadiums? Do we want it more attractive on TV?
Yeah.
Do we want all of these things? Because I think they want that. I think they look at it and they investigate it. They probably know more than we do.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it's an interesting point is if they could somehow come up with a better solution for transport to football.
Yeah.
So
in the
I
past
think-
3 years, sorry, Len, in the past 3-4 years, Praza had collapsed. At least now I see that the trains are coming back, and it was a big thing for supporters to travel with train to like your FNB and whatnot. I think that's also going to help.
So you see, like not all stadiums are train friendly.
Yeah, if
right?
you can put that way.
The interesting thing, I think I was actually telling you some other time. I was telling him, Super Sub. I was going to a Springbok game at Loftus. The game was 5 o'clock kickoff, right? I left Midrand at 3:30, 4 o'clock. I got inside Loftus, having taken the Gau train. I got inside Loftus 15 minutes before kickoff. Try do that during a Soweto derby. No.
Yeah. Look, I mean, there are other aspects to that. When you get to the stadium, everybody drives there, so park and ride is not even an option.
Again, why are we not practicing that?
Yeah, we tried after the 2010 World Cup, and it looks like...
You know how much
it
Germany
fizzled out.
learned from
even the
hosting
seating.
the World Cup with fan parks. Parks and whatever. You know how much Germany learned from hosting the World Cup and implementing it into their own league? What did we learn from 2010?
Look, I think we learned some of like park and ride. We tried to...
Where is it?
Yeah, but it like any other thing in South Africa, let me not say much, but ticket sittings, we will get allocations. After the 2010 World Cup, they tried it a little bit, especially with Bafana games. You get there like, okay, I'm 45A.
Bahu.
You're like, whoop, get out of here. This is my seat. I'll go to here first. So things like that, it's not the same as other countries. You know,
No,
so
but in
you try-
rugby, you get a ticket with a ticket number. I mean, with a seat number.
row seat number.
Row seat, what, row 5,
Block
row F,
from block.
what,
But
what?
which makes sense when the stadium's full.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
well, that's defeating. I
this-
can't come back from that one.
Yeah, it makes sense when the stadium's full. It's like you want a ticket number so that it's not you get to your seat and it's like,
Yeah.
what you doing here? That's my seat. And then
So here's something interesting. Pirates is playing in a final at Loftus against Sikukune in the Nedbank this coming weekend, right?
yeah.
It's today is today as today. It's a couple of days to the weekend.
Yeah.
Ne? Cape Town Stadium is already sold out, guys.
For the Stormers.
For the Stormers. It's already sold out.
The Nedbank Cup is not sold out.
I haven't heard anything about it being sold out.
But then again, when is the 25th? Len, don't underestimate that we are living, a lot of people are living borderline poverty. You know, and
Also, people in Cape Town have money.
well, who watches
Rugby
this?
fans, maybe.
Rugby fans probably have money.
LSM 9. Okay,
So
sure.
I, for one, I haven't got the ticket for Nedbank Cup. I'm waiting for the 25th. You get what
Or
I'm
me.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Or you.
yeah, there's nothing better than a comp ticket to the football.
You get what I'm saying? So watch. I mean, the 25th, I think, is on Thursday.
Yes, it is.
Watch. Friday, those
It's
tickets
not going
will,
to be okay.
will be gone.
I know I make a lot of bad predictions.
Yeah.
I've been told to be a bad predictor.
Yeah.
Even though I predicted that Sundowns is not going to play in the final.
You said they will lose away and at home.
No, I said the CAF Champions League is going to be a replay of last
You said
season's
that
final.
too, but you said Sundown are going to lose away and at home. But that did not happen.
Well,
Story for another day.
technically they lost.
It's fine.
Like a draw is like a loss.
It's going
Come
to
to your
argue with
point,
the betting
yeah.
company there. Technically, they lost.
That final is not going to be sold out.
I'm saying to you by Friday, it will be sold out.
That final is not going to be sold out.
If it means I go buy all the tickets that are left.
Okay, pertinent question.
Yeah.
Are South Africans staunch soccer fans, or are we a footballing nation? Actually, let me put it that way.
Yeah, it's difficult to say, you know, but we've got one of the best leagues in the country. I mean, in the continent.
Financially,
Which means the league, you can actually sell the league.
well, yeah.
You know, so do you say we're not a football country if we've got one of the best leagues?
Is it a failure? Okay, we can see that there's an issue.
Yes.
There's a deep issue in the volume of fans in the stadium. There's a deep issue in many sectors of domestic football. Is the issue the bureaucracy, the organizers, the owners? Are there failings on their part, or is the failings with South African people? Are we not a football nation because it's not managed correctly, or are we not a football nation because of the fans, because of the people?
A fish rots from the head. So, if the people on top are not implementing enough, then the people at the bottom will not follow suit. They follow whatever it is that they're being fed. If a team is being sold from here to there, it changes names, it becomes this, and like we were saying with Bloom Celtic now, it's gone. It's now Royal AM. There's word that All Stars is going to be bought by Black Leopards. We can name so many teams that were bought out. Swallows FC came back because they were bought up. They bought somebody up. So the structures themselves do not allow for the fans to actually be...
Yeah, and even respect it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
because
so
now-
that how do I respect the integrity
Because now
of the league?
there's a whole lot of dejected fans from Bloemfontein who will never support football in this country because of that. It's highly probable that there are fans that are like, you know what? I mean, for the past 30 years, I've been with this team. It just got sold. Why should I care about South African football? So that is another aspect, you know. But to say we're not a football nation, I don't think it's fair.
No, we're not.
I think to a degree
We
are.
follow the game. We're not passionate about the game.
harsh, man.
Are we a football nation to the extent of rugby and cricket and sports like that?
So cricket, I will put it to the side because cricket is also wishy-washy.
wishy-washy.
Yeah,
it's wishy-washy, that one.
Check the Cobras playing. It'll be like
But
five
there's
people
no
watching.
doubt that South Africa is a rugby nation.
Oh, of course.
I know
Of
nothing about
course.
rugby though.
Of
I know.
course. We are more a rugby nation than we are a footballing nation.
And also,
And the
the
accolades,
economic aspect of it, does it come to play?
LSM 9.
You know what I mean? So we could be a footballing nation that cannot have the luxury of rugby fans. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, we're sounding very negative. I just hope it changes within the next few years.
Yeah,
and
no,
that
man.
things get better and that things get more
Now
promising.
we just need like much brilliant minds. Anyway, Maruma's down, unfortunately for them.
I did call
Sadly.
it. I did call it.
Maritzburg got a lifeline.
Yeah.
That 1-1 draw against Sundowns was
Yeah.
a lifeline for them. Cheaper, safe. I'm
They've
actually
been-
very disappointed. I wanted them to
Why?
go down.
I mean, they belong there. 14 every season.
I wanted them to go down.
And they'll be,
14 what every season? 14 managers.
well, there's that
Amongst
too.
other things.
Every season.
Yeah, man.
And that is why I wanted them to go down.
Yeah,
because,
no,
how do you chop and change? I think in all of world football, Chippa United has gone through more managers than any other team.
For sure. But the model is working for him.
Just about.
Yeah, just about, And I think that's
14.
good enough for him.
Yeah.
14.
You know, I had some interesting.
Ask Leeds United if just about will be good enough.
Yeah, no, jeez, then that's another one.
But we'll get there.
But
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
So big ups to Pirates making it to Champions League.
Whoop, whoop.
Begs the question again.
Yeah,
Right. We spoke about this, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago.
yeah.
Sundowns winning the league. They're out of Champions League now. Pirates winning the MTN 8, finishing second, and possibly winning the Nedbank Cup. Between the Pirates coach, Jose Rivero,
Yeah,
between the Sundowns coach, Rulani Mokoena,
yeah.
who had a better season?
Look, I think it's a difficult one, but let's start here. Jose started with the season as a head coach. Rulani was co-coaching with other two.
Like 10 of them.
Yeah, so I think
Sorry, Sundowns fans. No, it was just 3. I'm sorry.
in that context, I think Jose has an upper hand.
No, but Jose has got Mandla as his...
He's an assistant coach. Jose is a head coach.
Okay, cool. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so quality of football, Sundowns.
Oh, no, Sundowns definitely.
Sundowns
Sundowns
definitely.
definitely.
By a mile.
But improvement, Pirates, the trajectory,
And
the
also,
growth
Yeah.
Yeah.
is
And-
impressive.
Yeah, and also let's not forget that in winning that MTN 8,
They beat Sundowns
they
3-0.
actually knocked out Sundowns. So I
Which is
think-
one of 4 defeats that they had because they
Yeah.
lost to Pirates in the MTN 8, Stellenbosch in the Nedbank Cup,
yeah, TX
TS Galaxy, and
Can't remember the last one.
Supersport United.
I'll put it this way. Your question was who's had a better season?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Pirates will be happier with how their season has ended when they look back on the season than Sundowns.
I agree with Marco there.
The quality of football, like you said, is
It
not
was a
in doubt.
wishy-washy,
But
but-
Sundowns,
Poor-
not
to-
in doubt, a better football side, playing better football, being more impressive in individual games.
Yeah, and towards the end, I mean, Pirates have even lost a game in, I think, 10 outings now.
Somewhere there.
Yeah, somewhere there, So, I think they...
Come the last day of the season, come everything closed,
Yeah.
come next week, Pirates will be happier looking back at the
So
season.
if they win the Nedbank Cup, Pirates will be the happier team out of all the other 16.
Yes.
Yes.
Or the 15.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so too. I agree with
Because
Marco
if you're
there.
Sundowns, you're just like, okay, cool, here's the
It's
league.
another one. So, yeah.
And then Pirates will be there wearing 2 medals like MTN 8. Oh, they give you a coin, I think, with MTN 8.
Yeah.
Okay, let's put it this way. I think there's no doubt they'll be happy with their season, but maybe mostly because of the growth.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long time for a good franchise to have some success to this extent, at least.
and better than their neighbors. But can we not talk about
We
that?
don't need to.
Yeah, no, let's not go there. I think we touched on it.
We
12
touched-
defeat in a season, yeah.
But here's the follow-up question.
yeah.
Would Pirates' ambitions for next season, come the end of the season, they're very happy with what they've achieved. Would their ambitions be, okay, I offer you a league title or again the trophies that you won this year? What would their ambitions be?
As a Pirates fan,
A league title.
we want a league title and we want a footprint in Champions League. We have to go all the way.
So this is the difficult part of the question is who's had a better season? Pirates would rather have a league title. Sundowns have a league title, but we're saying Pirates had a better season. But I think that's why the answer is who's happier at the end of the season? Pirates.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the more apt question.
Yeah.
But you can't discredit the value of a league title because if you ask Pirates at the end of the season, what do you want next year? It's a league title first.
No, for sure. Like I think all
No, for
16
sure.
teams, when they start the season, maybe
Whoever
some,
decide coach of the season, yeah, I think they've got their work cut out between the two coaches.
I would give it to Jose.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think
On
deservedly
the
so.
point that you made in that he's been coached from when it started.
Yeah.
Rulani had people on his side until
I said-
structures were
well,
changed and
until
then he
Pirates beat them 3-0.
3-0, yes.
Yeah.
And also, if you look at leagues all around the world, improvement is a factor.
Yeah.
You know, coach of the season is,
Yeah.
you know, if you take over Man City tomorrow and you win the title, are you coach of the season?
No.
Then if a manager takes over Newcastle like a Eddie Howe,
That's
it's not
how-
won anything. Eddie
That's
Howe.
why Unai is in
Eddie
I was
Howe-
gonna say the
Eddie
same
Howe is
thing.
Eddie Howe is Unai Emery.
Yes.
Eddie
Yeah.
Howe. They've not won anything.
Yeah.
They're not coach of the season like
Eric
Pep
Ten Hag
Guardiola.
is not even there, and
No.
he won a cup.
yeah.
Yeah, look, I think
So-
improvements count as well.
In terms of achievements with the resources you have at hand.
Yeah.
Last
Talking
season-
about resources, big up to Musa Nyatama, hey? The man started the season as a player, he ended up being a coach and took Swallows to top
To a
8.
top 8 finish.
Yeah, well done, eh?
That was insane, dude.
Yeah, I
and,
know.
and they sunk Marumo, sadly, for Marumo.
Yeah.
Do you think
I don't feel sad for Marumo, eh?
Do you think
Can I tell you why?
Do you think Ranka is gonna stay with Marumo, or I was actually having a chat with somebody earlier on, and they were saying that he's the type of striker that Kaizer Chiefs need.
Yeah, I saw that debate, and some people are saying he's like an Evanga as well. So I don't know, but I think he's more. I think he's a
But
little
he
bit more-
scores.
He
I mean,
scores. He's clinical.
You can't finish the season with 10 goals and
and 10 goals in South African context is quite a. Yeah,
it's a
quite
Mosa, it's a Haaland.
Don't disrespect Haaland, Chief.
No, in a South African context,
My
it's a
God,
Haaland.
not here to disrespect Haaland. Haaland's getting praises today.
Yeah, I know.
Chiefs, do you think he would be a good fit?
I think so. I think they need a striker. If you look at all the games, especially the Nedbank Cup, yes, there were some sitters that, is it Siale? They missed like sitters. They were missing sitters. You can tell that they need a prolific striker. So, and 10
Do you
plus,
think Bernard Parker left with all the goals? Not that he was scoring any towards the latter part of his career at Chiefs.
But he's the last prolific goal scorer Chiefs had.
Yeah, you can say that, but yeah,
Because Kama wasn't prolific.
Kama has never really fired
Kama
for Chiefs.
left his goals at Sundowns.
Yeah,
But I'd be very interested to see the stats of chances created.
because there's that as well.
Ah,
There's that
interesting.
because you can't all blame the strikers. But like I said, in the Nedbank Cup, there were some sitters that were created. They were missing sitters, so which says there's a problem up front, which means your midfielders are doing their job.
I think seeing where Kaizer Chiefs sits and seeing how frustrating a game can be to watch of Kaizer Chiefs, I think that they need wholesale changes, let's be honest.
From management to the players. Ne?
Well, it comes down to our conversation last week.
I think that
Management has to account to a certain degree.
I think that there's a lot of work to be done in that club.
So how many people are going to look at themselves in the mirror?
There's very few because they're not going to do that. We know that. You know.
But for me, it's insane that at some point Chiefs were actually challenging to be second, but they ended up fifth.
You were saying they're top 4, and I said to Len, there's one game they might lose it, and they, Lord behold,
At home.
Were they second because of
They
their
were
own-
almost second. They
or
just
was
needed
it the failings of the teams around them as well?
not that the failings, like Pirates were doing fairly well, SuperSport United were doing
they just needed to
fairly
win
well.
their games.
They just
Chiefs
needed
lost
to win their games.
3 of their last games in the league. It has never happened. I think it happened twice this season, but it has never happened in like 15 years, where they lose 3 consecutive games.
So at this point, remember I said last week, hore, okay, cool. If they get rid of Athazwane, it will be 6th coach. Solinas, he was looked at as a failure. Menadop, failure. Kevin Hunt, failure. Stuart Baxter, failure. Athazwane, failure. Who are you going to bring in that's going to change these fortunes?
That's
Insanity is doing the same thing over and over
Who
again.
are you going to
and
bring in that's going to change the fortunes quick enough that you're going to be given the opportunity to stay?
Exactly.
Yeah. And again, it boils down to our conversation last week. Some people within management need to do some self-reflection, because a team like Kaizer Chiefs cannot spend 10 years without a trophy and heads don't roll up there. It can't always be an easy way out of firing a coach and hiring a new coach. At some point,
Tottenham has spent many years without a trophy.
but at some
And
point,
David Levy is still there.
yeah, no, for
Hey,
sure.
it used to work for Chelsea. There were wholesale coach changes all the time, and
true.
they would win titles.
But you see, with Chelsea, the difference was during the Roman Abramovich era,
Yeah.
when a coach was not, and it's not even like the coaches were doing bad.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest.
Ancelotti,
Exactly.
Stick to mind.
Who's the smoker guy that they got rid of? Was it Sarri?
Yeah, sorry, it was always with the cigarette.
He was not doing bad either. Okay, AVB was horrible.
Yeah, AVB. Oh, who is he?
He's a rally driver somewhere. He's doing the Dakar rally. Was it Di Matteo was not doing bad. He won them a Champions League. Mourinho,
as an interim coach.
Yeah, it was a
Yes.
caretaker. He came in with few games, to play.
Mourinho was not doing bad. He won them
But
the
he
league
lost the
title.
dressing room. I think it
But
was
look,
something.
if you look at all those coaches that were being brought and being fired, to a certain extent, they were winning something. So you can't entirely say the big boss doesn't know what they're doing.
No, I know. So what I was saying.
So I'm saying now, you've got a club like Kaizer Chiefs who's massive, and for the past 10 years they haven't won anything.
Yeah, it's not the same story.
It's not the same story. We're not comparing apples to apples.
No, it's Chiefs and Chelsea. They might start with a C, but they're way different.
Exactly. So yeah, it's South African football for you, and it's sad, that the fans are the ones that always suffer.
Hey, and they always complain.
You know what I mean?
You wake up.
Something
Chiefs,
interesting.
there's Chiefs,
I heard Matho is leaving Kaizer Chiefs. I think you've heard that.
yes. His contract is not being
Wouldn't have been fair for him to be played in this last game at FNB. The man has been with Chiefs for more than 10 years. And then he's leaving a club without even kicking a ball. If you look at Liverpool, they had a standing ovation for Firmino, Milner, Oxlade, who didn't even spend 5 years.
Can I go back to the question that I asked?
No, but-
are we a footballing nation?
But what I'm
or
saying
not?
is,
are we a footballing
is it
nation?
fair? I'm asking a question. The man is
Firmino won
living,
a Champions League title.
No, Mateo won a league title.
He won
for
a league
Chiefs. He
title.
was
he
a
was
formidable.
instrumental to their last
Him
success.
and Defoe were the center pairing
Yeah.
in that team that won the league. So
The
thing
man did
is,
not even kick the ball. Not even come on as a sub. I mean, what are we doing?
Did they celebrate Katanda when he left?
No,
Okay,
but what
cool.
are we doing?
Did they celebrate? Parker was let go unceremoniously.
We talked about this with Josta, remember? And it's happening. And I'm just saying that this is why our football does not have the flair and it lacks that culture. You know what I mean? It's sad. It's sad. I mean, you Matoho, you served that team with distinction. Athazwane comes in, he frees you out. He doesn't even give you an opportunity to say goodbye.
Does he even choose a starting lineup? Yeah, but I'm just asking.
Whoever chooses the starting lineup, I mean, that's bad. That's not good. But hey, that is just me. I feel like it's sad for football.
Okay, that's the shit with South Africa. Congratulations to Man City. I see you wearing your jersey.
Yeah, man.
Won the league without even kicking a ball.
I called it again.
Congratulations. I'm not going to say Arsenal were shite, but look, playing a relegation-threatened team is not the easiest thing under the sun, except if you're playing Chelsea. Not that they're relegated. Relegations.
I think Chelsea have had it tough in this podcast, eh?
No, but like there's bad.
Do Chelsea deserve it easy at the moment?
Do they?
Eish, man.
A team as successful as they've been in history to be this poor?
No, they don't.
Actually, since 2000, I would say Chelsea have been the most successful team in the Premier League.
yeah.
Surely City.
No.
Now.
Chelsea.
Now.
Now
No.
at this point.
No.
Between 2000 and 2010.
It's gonna bring
Chelsea.
the Champions League factor to it.
In terms of return on investment, from 2000 to 2023, Chelsea have been the most successful.
Well,
2 Champions Leagues, a Europa League, and a couple of league titles.
yeah.
FA Cups, Community Shields.
Listen, Roman Abramovich has to be one of the most successful owners in the history of football.
Oh yes, no, he is, definitely. Without a doubt.
And you know, Chelsea's demise is very, very directly linked to when he was kicked out.
Yeah.
Ish, Vladimir, please stop the war, man.
Putin, please, man.
Because if it was, and do you see how bad the repercussions are?
Yeah.
Because of this, like Chelsea has gone to the pits.
Well, how many games did Chelsea have no fans in a stadium and couldn't sell shirts? They had to close the shop. Couldn't even sell a shirt
Yes.
under sanctions
Yeah.
at
it
the
was
start
terrible.
of the conflict.
I think, yeah.
And I mean, you can see direct correlation.
Yeah. Just
And
goes
now-
to show you politics and football are intertwined. Is that the right word?
And speaking of the demise of Chelsea,
Yeah.
I connected to why do you get rid of Tuchel? Then Bayern Munich bringing him in.
Hey, man.
Hey, Borussia Dortmund
Yo,
on for their
man.
first league title. Yes.
I mean, when he took over, they were in line for Champions League. They had like a buffer on points in Bundesliga, and now they were just surpassed.
I blame Mane.
I blame Sane.
I blame Cancelo.
Apparently,
And
he's
if you
into
Cancelo-
go to Arsenal.
Marco, if you Cancelo, what are you thinking, eh?
I don't know.
He's on loan, right?
Yeah, he's on loan, but he's not coming back.
I don't know if he is thinking.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
I'll be pinched. Yeah.
I think that he's a world class right back.
Was he
I'm
toxicity?
Portuguese. I'm a Portugal fan.
Yeah.
I think that he's one of those players that was toxic under the radar.
Yeah.
That you don't see it as the. I think that he's a problem player, but it doesn't emerge. It doesn't surface.
Because Pep does not just get rid of you.
Not a player of his quality.
Not a player of his quality.
So it's necessary.
So Sane and Cancelo toxicity. That's why they were gotten rid of.
Yeah, no. Even Sane had a little bit of
Yeah.
superstar attitude on him, you know.
Although they seem to fight to keep him a little bit. But if you don't want to play for the club, you must go.
Yeah.
You know, successful clubs do this.
Yeah, but
Manchester United in the past.
Remember when
You don't
Sir
want to
Alex,
be here.
yeah,
Did he kick a boot or did he throw it at Beckham with it?
He kicked a boot and it hit him in the eye in half time. But it's like, yeah, if you don't want to be here, go.
yeah.
And I think City's successful enough to be, you don't want to be here.
Because at that point when he left, going to Bayern made sense because, I mean, they could win Champions League, they could win the league. But now, when you look at it,
It's
jeez,
wishy-washy now.
And you
Yeah.
could be Aubameyang with 8 minutes of football and a league title in
And
Spain.
also, what was Chelsea thinking?
Chelsea.
Yeah, when they like, okay, cool, now we're going to take him on loan.
Yeah,
He's also a toxic player,
yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah. And he was dangerous in Bundesliga, was dangerous a few seasons in England, and then lost it. And then why are great football clubs chasing after a player who was successful on pace, who's lost his pace with age?
Yeah.
I mean, even the national team got rid of him because he went out to go look for prostitutes during the AFCON.
Hey,
He's a problem player.
Yes.
He's a problem player.
wanted to nyam.
He took it was him and a couple of other teammates for the national team in the previous AFCON, the one that Senegal won when they beat Egypt in the final.
Sure.
He went out and he was there looking for prostitutes there.
Yeah, look.
You are on national team duty. Like, why are you going to summit for crying out loud?
Yeah, no, that's synonymous. That is synonym.
Who?
What Obamang did.
Yes.
It's a Brazilian thing that.
Bo Ronaldinho vibes.
Yeah. They love that.
Hey, but then you better be as good as Ronaldinho was.
Yeah, no, Ronaldinho can get it on.
Oh no, he
Friday night.
dribbled all the strippers on the pole.
Yeah, no, Brazilians love that.
Okay, cool. The interesting one now is looking at the Premier League because we are there. Two things. First one, okay, that will be the second one.
I'm not going to talk about Champions League.
That's the second one. That's why I said second one. First one, you've got Leicester, you've got Everton, you've got
Leeds.
Yeah. Southampton down already.
Yeah.
Forest safe.
Forest is safe, thanks to Arsenal.
Keep on giving, eh?
Hey, man. Arsenal should be gift of the givers.
Yeah, no, definitely.
They are gift of the givers. Who's going down? Everton down. I mean, sorry. The Saints are already down.
Yeah.
So you've got
Southampton are gone.
so you've got Leicester, you've got Leeds, you've got Everton. Two must die.
Okay.
Two must die.
If you asked me 3 weeks ago, I think it was 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago,
I think it was the last week when we were actually speaking about who's going to go
and
down.
I think we spoke about it before as well. And if I looked at it before, I said Sam Allardyce coming in, Leeds are safe. Sean Dykes at Everton, safe.
Yeah.
I was guaranteeing both those teams were going to be safe. And I still said, I don't see Leicester going down. How wrong was I? And
We thought Nottingham was going to go down.
I thought we were discussing this and we said, Forest, with the money that they've spent, is going to be an embarrassment when they go down.
Yeah.
And here they are safe.
Hey, look, there's a difference between
And it's
going
the
to the
first time in
championship
27
and
years.
earning £20,000 a week versus in the Premier League where you earn 80. So
Yeah.
more than anything, those guys were actually also playing for their lives.
They're playing for their lives. And they did, and they showed that against Arsenal.
And it's the first time in 27 years Nottingham will have a back-to-back stay in Premier League.
Wow.
Interesting, eh?
As long as Mandela was in jail.
And Nottingham Forest are a historically successful team.
They were, I think they've got a champions.
Yes, twice.
Yeah, that Greek guy is happy now, eh? Did you see him there? He was worried, eh?
He spent big money.
Yeah, he
So
spent, yeah.
anyway, they're safe. I think Leicester are gone. I don't see them getting anything against Newcastle.
Because Newcastle is pushing to be in the Champions League.
They just need a point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're there. And even, let's be honest, Newcastle, even if they lose both their games, the goal difference that Liverpool would have to make up would be too vast to catch up. So I think that although Liverpool, they can score 7 in a game, like us Man United fans know too well. But I think, look, 2 games for a point. Both Man United and Newcastle, 2 games for a point. I think it's wrapped
doable.
up. I think it's wrapped up. It's not only doable, it's expected.
Two must die. Who's dying?
I think that Leicester are gone.
So it's Leicester, Southampton. Who's the third?
And I think Leeds United are at home to Tottenham Hotspur on the last day of the season. I think they will score goals. And I think Harry Kane will score a goal because Harry Kane scores goals.
But
But I think
what's Spurs playing for though?
nothing. So, well,
They like Chelsea.
Conference.
European Conference League.
Do they want to go play against plumbers and electricians in...
Like West Ham in the final.
True.
Hey,
Well,
actually, West Ham are in a final.
Yeah.
A European final.
Yeah.
Which Jose Mourinho won last season with Roma and he's celebrated for.
Yes. And he's in a
So-
final now again.
Is it a Mickey Mouse? He's in a better one.
Yes.
And then maybe Roma win the Champions League next season. Let's see.
Oh,
If-
yes. If they
that
win the
order.
Europa, they actually get automatic qualification into the Champions League.
That's correct. So, But
He
looking
would
at
have
it,
won more European titles than any other coach.
didn't Chelsea finish 5th the league season and they won
The Europa.
the Europa and they
Which to them-
qualified for the Champions
Yes.
League? So that happened. But I think that
So Roma's going to play Man City.
I think the Sam
the Super
Allardyce
Cup.
magic. Looks like perhaps
they win.
If they win, yes. Assuming also Man City wins the Champions
Yeah,
League, but
also,
we're going to
yeah.
get to that conversation now.
Yeah, but I think that Sam Allardyce magic is gonna keep Leeds up, and I
Everton
shed
is going
a tear
down.
for Everton, who've been in the top flight forever and a day, and Sean Dykes, who's a better manager than he's given credit for. I think he deserves better, and I think Frank Lampard should become a pundit for one of the broadcasters.
I saw an
because
interesting stats, eh?
I think he needs to retire.
He's never
from
never won
management.
a game since.
Combined, he played 17 games combined with Everton and Chelsea now. He played 17 and he lost 14.
And he drew the other 4.
He should just quit, hey?
He should just quit.
I think with Frank, my thing with Frank is I think Pep went about it the right way. I mean, sorry, Mikel Arteta went about it the right way.
Yeah, we spoke about it. Yeah.
Go learn from the best.
Go learn
Learn
from the best,
yeah.
and then subsequently take over. Some just have it in them, like how Zizou did.
Yeah.
But the excitement around Lampard was the idea that he had learned from the best as a player all the time under Jose.
Yeah.
No, but he should be at Roma as Jose's
Assistant.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
That would have made a big difference.
It would have
He
made-
was a great player, but maybe he should be Paul Scholes, Owen Hargreaves, great players sitting talking to TV.
I mean, Stevie
whatever-
tried it, right?
It's going to be a Giggs because Giggs tried this coaching
Steven Gerrard
thing.
was very successful with Rangers.
With Rangers, yes.
And then
Stevie
he came
tried
to
it.
Aston Villa and showed that being a manager at Rangers is easier
Yeah.
than a Premier League job because Unai Emery came out and made Aston
Villa
Villa
a
look
beast.
like world beaters.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So that's why Stevie is now doing Champions League punditry.
So those 20 teams in that league, we have to give them credit. It's not a farmers league.
Yeah,
no,
it's
it's
not a
not.
farmers.
It's not a farmers league.
No, since
That is a very difficult league and a very top level.
the inception of the
management.
Premier League in its current form, since '92, I think that's when it was formed. Blackburn has won the league, Man United several times, City several times, Arsenal about 3 times, Chelsea a couple of times, Leicester,
once, yeah.
Liverpool. Am I missing somebody?
No.
No.
It's Chelsea, Arsenal. Definitely not Spurs. It's I'm talking London clubs. I'm just trying to get my thinking right. I'm not trying to insult Spurs.
area by area. I get you.
But there's a big spread of trophies in London between Arsenal and Chelsea. Actually, a lot of success in London, but just through those 2 teams.
Yeah.
One title
No,
in
I think
Blackburn,
Manchester's got more.
but Manchester
In
has
London.
a lot more. Completely dominated.
Yes.
Manchester as a city has completely dominated the Premier League era.
Yeah.
Then you've got 1 title in Liverpool, 1 title in Leicester, and 1 title in Blackburn. And then the rest in London between Chelsea and Arsenal.
So that does not prescribe to Farmer.
Yeah, and also, how many times have that league was won on the last day, you know?
Yes.
Actually, between this season of City winning the league and between City winning the league, the Aguero goal, which one was better?
The Aguero goal, no doubt
In
about
terms
it.
of excitement.
In terms of excitement.
In terms of quality of football, this Manchester City side is the best team in the world. And if
Imagine they go lose to Inter.
England is a farmers league because of City being so dominant, then the UEFA Champions League is a farmers league
Because of Real
Real
Madrid.
Madrid getting hammered by Manchester City. That is how good Manchester
and also
City are.
dominating it for so many years. Real Madrid.
Also true.
Yeah, you can. There's also the argument to say that
For 100
the Champions
years.
League is a farmers league or a farmers tournament because
Yeah.
Real Madrid wins it like almost every season.
Yeah, I think it's sealed. EPL, Premier League is not Farmers League.
Definitely not.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Coming to your question, who's going down?
Oh, good, yeah.
I think.
Oh yes, that's where we were. Sorry.
Yeah, that's where we digressed.
I think we got excited.
Yeah. That's always the case here.
Aguero.
Yeah. And also, sorry. So I think Everton, it's going. it will be sad because they've been up for
man. Since 1954 they
Yeah.
came back up because they were relegated in 51.
Yeah, and I was like, in the past few years, they haven't really been that good. They were not offering much, you know what I mean?
Do you think Leicester's demise is down to the
owners
owner
that-
having passed away in that helicopter accident that happened a couple of years ago?
Contributing factor?
Yeah, you can't write that off,
For sure.
Remember-
But I think the squad aged.
Yeah, there was
And
not
you
a
can't
good
still have-
succession
like, I
plan,
mean,
And then-
when did they win the league? Was it 2016 or 17?
Where's Morgan, the captain?
He went back to Jamaica. Or
I
Trinidad
would
and Tobago. I
assume
don't know.
he
Retired a couple
yeah,
seasons
he
ago,
retired. Player like that, you need him in the structures. You know what I'm saying?
But why do you still have Jamie Vardy as your primary or as like a key
go-to
member
guy?
of the squad? Because when
Look,
they
he
won the
still
league,
scores
he was,
goals, but I think that
he's
when
not
they
the Jamie
got-
Vardy of when they won the league.
I think that Leicester went in, spent some budget on getting a second-rate striker from Manchester City, who looked a good player but doesn't really
Iheanacho.
do the business. Yeah, does he really do the business in
if
that
I was
league?
if I was Madison or Tillemans, I would have literally gone to Arsenal when the season started or in Jan.
Yeah, and it looks like it.
'Cause now they're
Tillemans
gonna be
wanted to.
cheap.
Now they're going to be cheap. So and they're good players, Madison and Tillemans. I think that Kasper Schmeichel was a
Don't forget Madison, eh?
Yeah, Madison. No, Madison and Tillemans.
and Kasper Schmeichel was a strong part of that squad before they were really title contenders, and him moving on.
Did he
to,
leave, or was he let go?
I think it
to
was
go to
mutual.
France?
It was very mutual. It was, you're not going to be number one anymore, really. You're getting up there in the years. We're going to, you can stay at the club, but it's not going to be every game for you anymore. And he's like, let me go try a new challenge as well.
For me, it was a weird decision to see him
It
leave.
did seem odd. And it did seem odd because there was a lot of talk of him going to a top English club. And then stayed in Leicester for a couple more years and then...
Do you think had he gone to United and become understudy to De Gea, it would have been a good move for him?
I'm not sure. Because I don't think any player would say that a move to United in the last few years would have been a good move. Maybe now there's more optimism to have moving to Manchester United. But I think Paul Pogba is too good a player to have the reputation he has. And he was not in a good United side. Sure, he's one of the contributing factors as to why they were the team that they were. He needs to stand up and be counted with the rest of the players at the time. But I don't think many players would see Man United as a good move over the past few years.
Yeah.
Well, they also need to change the jacuzzis as well.
Yeah.
That helps. So, Champions League. How brilliant was City, though?
Outrageously good. I mean, I was saying for some time, I think Man City are the best side in the world, bar maybe Real Madrid. And I've been saying this for a while now. Man City are the best football side in the world, bar maybe Real Madrid.
I don't even
And
think
that's
Real
not
Madrid
an
is.
argument anymore.
I don't
They
even
proved
think
that.
I don't even think Real Madrid is close because, literally, a Toni Kroos, a Luka Modric, they were made to look ordinary
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know how that
by
came about?
Rodri.
It's Rodri, but
Who's blown me away, by the
Yeah.
way, with how good he's been this season.
I liked how Pep went into that game. And if you look in that game, the first 10 minutes, I was worried about Bernardo Silva. Bernardo will get a ball and try to take on Camavinga, who is a good marker, 1-to-1. And then he stopped that. Immediately when he stopped that game changed. Because now, when he gets the ball, he cut across and then he opened the space. Because there was always a player. There was always Kevin De Bruyne or Stones.
For me, who was very flat, by the way,
Who's that?
Kevin. He was flat in that game.
He was flat, but he was running around a lot.
Granted,
Yeah.
The players that impressed me the most, ne? It was Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
He had Vini in his pocket.
Unreal.
Proper.
Man of the
But
match.
you know why? Because Bernardo managed to keep Camavinga
Camavinga.
at bay. And then Jack Grealish was doing the same with Cavallal.
He was the
Jack
other one.
Grealish was also
So it
excellent.
forces their
also another one.
midfielders to go wide, and then it opens the floodgates for Stones, Rodri. So that's why City had always had the ball in the middle, and they could do whatever they could just run around with the ball.
The inversion of John Stones, it was insane.
Yeah.
No, City are the best football team in the world. I don't think
I
you
mean,
can argue
everybody in Real Madrid team was made look ordinary,
I
except for
think
Courtois.
At some point, I was watching
Courtois-
that game.
Courtois
At
is the
some
only
point,
guy
it
that
felt
came out
like-
to play.
Sorry, when super sub. At some point, I was watching that game. It felt like City had 22 players on the field, whereas Real Madrid only had 11.
I mean, at some point, I think on the 33rd minute, City had 240 something passes. Real Madrid had 43 passes. That's
Yeah.
that's
with
crazy.
Kroos and Modric in
They
the
only
midfield.
had I think they only had one touch in the box in the first 30 minutes of the match.
Yeah. No, Real Madrid were made look
But do
ordinary.
you think had that Toni Kroos? No, that was Alaba. But Toni Kroos shot, the one that
Had it gone in.
had it gone in, or the Alaba goal, or the Alaba free kick, had it gone in, do you think the game would have been different?
I don't think so.
I agree with you. Normally, because goals change games.
Yeah.
Goals shape games. They really do. And Real Madrid's a great football team, and they could have changed the momentum for them. But I think Man City are too disciplined, too well drilled, and too much quality. I think they were going to win that game anyway. Would they have dominated to the same extent? No.
Okay,
Seems we have some power issues.
Power issues, but anyway, we were about to wrap up. I was just going to
Eskom
ask.
is finally shocking.
We were going to wrap up anyway. I was going to ask you, Marco, Champions League, but we'll still revisit this conversation because there's still a couple of weeks to go. Champions League, Inter,
Manchester City win it.
FA Cup. Are you giving them the treble?
I am a Man United fan. No, we're not giving them the treble. But if
They can win the treble.
If I think football logic, they've won the treble already.
Okay. Do I even have to ask you?
No, you don't have to ask me.
Okay. It's
Also,
obvious.
before we go, how sad was that Vinicius incident, eh?
Oh, this week, yes,
Yeah,
horrible,
no, man.
disgusting.
It's disgusting. It doesn't belong to football, eh?
No, and the Spanish authorities should hold their heads in shame because they do nothing about it week in, week out.
Yeah, no, flipping hell. I mean, they put a facade and that's all it is, you know. They're not fighting racism in that league.
Yep.
Quick last words. Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham in that Real Madrid side.
I say yes.
They're hunting for both of them. It looks like it's going to happen, both of them.
Yes.
How good are Real Madrid next season?
It depends who stays and who goes.
Well, Kroos and Modric, there are contracts being lined up for them.
Yeah, so they're going to stay another year.
Yeah, they're
to help integrate a Jude Bellingham to take their roles.
Yeah.
It's about time because I think more than anything, the key players at Real Madrid have been there for so long and they've been key for so long. There wasn't a succession plan.
Yeah.
Now it looks like there is.
Yes, I agree.
The interesting thing is Jude and Kylian coming through. I wonder how much they're going to pay for Kylian Mbappe.
Big money.
Yeah, no.
Big money.
But
they're Real Madrid.
Florentino Perez will make a plan.
Yeah.
But Real Madrid will win.
I've got another question.
Man City will win the Champions League.
Do you keep Carlo?
Yes, and he is staying one more year for his last contract. It's been announced and agreed and whatever.
I was actually going to ask that
I
as well.
think that you have to keep Carlo. I mean, Zidane would
No, but
probably be
apparently
waiting for the job.
But the Brazil national team is
After him, yes. But they're going to wait another year. What are they playing for at the moment?
Yeah, because
Come on.
the World Cup is when...
2026, ne?
Yeah. So I think he'll be at Real Madrid one more year, and then he will be Brazil manager after that.
Okay.
I think they're going to wait for
Poor
him.
Carlo, he was... Yeah,
Don Carlo.
Yeah, no, he
He looked
He's a
broken.
master.
He looked
broken.
You know, I knew when I saw him going for VAR side on the third goal, I was like, no, it's done. The man has given up. He does not have a plan.
Dude, getting beaten. When last was Real Madrid beaten by that convincing of a scoreline?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
we pulled
it
the
doesn't
Barcelona
happen.
on them, man. Well,
Remember the 5-0?
Yeah.
But they have been looking flat in the league as well since they lost ground to Barcelona already a while ago.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is the best Real Madrid side we've ever seen. But this is
It was best
this
two
is
seasons
the best
ago.
Man City side we've ever seen, and I think it's time to start talking about this Man City side, as much as I hate it, in the same light as we talk about 1999 Manchester United sides, as we talk about the Barcelona sides that had Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, and all those great players. In the same light, we talk
AC,
about
Paul
great Real
Maldini.
Madrid.
Yeah.
That AC Milan side that
Paul
had
Maldini,
Kaká
Cafu.
and Maldini and
Arsenal
Cafu
side
and-
that had Thierry Henry.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
And sorry, I had to put Arsenal in there.
they deserve it once. The Invincibles Arsenal
no, they
side
do.
deserves a word. But Man
Good point.
City's
I
in the
agree with
same
Marco.
What's better, winning a treble or going a whole season without losing a match?
winning a treble. So I lost to Stoke on a rainy day. I won the treble. What you want? We got a 1-1 in Stoke. I lost 3-0 in Stoke. I won the treble. I choose
But
the
I went the
treble all
whole
day.
season without losing a match, Marco. Come on.
It's impressive. I'll give them that, but it's not a treble.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a treble. You're right. There's still 2 games to play.
We should celebrate Arsenal this season for doing as well as they did with such a young side.
I think they were the closest thing to Man City this season.
They were.
Yeah, they were.
And
you can't
they're
argue
also the
that.
closest thing to Tottenham this season with no trophies.
Hey, man, that hurts. Eh?
Didn't they win
I
the Emirates
felt
Cup?
that on your behalf.
Didn't they win the
I'm
Emirates
just trying
Cup?
to hurt Len. It's not true. Arsenal, they won the Emirates Cup.
Was it Emirates Cup or Audi Cup or
Listen, Arsenal were excellent this season. And
Community Shield?
Hey, man.
So City is likely to play Arsenal then in the Community Shield if they beat Man United.
they will play Arsenal in the Community Shield if they beat Man United.
That's it.
Okay. And then Inter's going to play. So it's going to be a Super Cup of Italian teams, Inter versus Roma.
Yeah, no, that's you and many others are wishing for.
Zeko! Imagine Zeko scores in like at a time.
Have you
Nil-nil. Zeko header.
have you heard of a player called Ruben Diaz? If you haven't, ask Benzema. And that's my closing comments.
Zeko, closing minutes. 92nd minute. Zeko header, done. 1-0 to Inter. But finals are very tricky though, eh?
Well, the thing is, actually, you're talking about a 92nd minute goal from Inter. I think the only way that game sways is because we know what Italian sides do well, and it's defend. And if they score a corner kick, header, Dzeko, Lukaku, one of the big boys scores a header from a corner in the 7th minute, and then they sit.
Remember what they did to Barcelona in Mourinho's team? They literally scored a goal, or they won 2-0, I think, in the first leg. And then in the return leg in Italy, they literally sat back.
No. Didn't even, hardly attacked. Okay, it's Mourinho.
Wow.
But yes, Italian football. That's the only chance I give them of a Champions League.
No,
win,
but
it's a possibility.
Inzaghi has a plan.
It's a
Inzaghi has a
possibility,
plan.
and they're there for a reason.
Yeah, no.
Yes, they didn't get there by saying pretty please.
Yeah. They're there for a reason. I would have preferred to see Benfica in that final, but they're there for a reason.
Oh, well, it happens. But anyway, Marco, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you to Mokhodu Monday. Please do it again next week. We don't miss MacGyver at all. Super Sub, thank you very much. Congratulations on Man City winning the league.
Danko.
Good luck in the Champions League. Good luck in the FA Cup. Good luck in the Nedbank Cup.
Hey,
Gee,
man.
how many cups are you in?
It's nice to be me right now. I'm still enjoying football while y'all are just like, you know what?
We on
the league
holiday.
time,
Yeah.
It's off season for us. It's off season. You've got a final to deal with.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you very much. And to all our ballers, thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you've got any thoughts, you've got any suggestions, comments, you disagree, agree, what, it's fine. Just put it in the comments there. But otherwise, we'll see you on the next episode of Onside, because the referee is not blowing us because we're not offside, because we're onside. Did I say it right?
No, the intro was dope.
Okay, cool. Well, refer back to the intro.
VAR. We are
We are here.